Hi, I'm Chef Aaron Neale. I've been having cravings for Italian, so I thought today I'd try a little something different. I'm going to do a buffalo wild turkey calzone. It ought to be good. We're going to be making our pizza dough from scratch. We got those ingredients here. We're also going to be using the Instapot. What I'm going to do with the Instapot is pressure cook our wild turkey so that it's falling apart and I can shred it. We're going to go ahead and get started. For our pizza dough, we're going to need 4 cups of flour. You're going to start off with half of it. That's about 2 cups, I'd say, wouldn't you? Got a little all over the place. It's back.
Clean it up later.
Watch your step. All right, then we're going to go to one packet of instant yeast. I'm going to go right in with that. And here I got 1½ teaspoon sugar, 3/4 teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon garlic powder, and I also like to put about 2 tablespoons of dried Italian seasoning in my pizza dough. Now that we got our initial ingredients mixed, we're going to go ahead and add 3/4 cup warm water and about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You're just going to mix that thoroughly with a wooden spoon. Now that you get this mixed real well, you're going to go ahead and start gradually adding in your other 2 cups flour. I add a little bit here and then I'll stir that in. Well, I'm no baking expert, but I found this recipe online and I don't think it has enough water in it. So I'm going to adjust it a little bit with another 1/4 cup of hot water. You see how the dough isn't sticking together? Maybe that's just the cook in me, and I ain't a baker. I never pretended to be one, but I'm guessing it needs a little more water. I need a little more flour. Just want to knead this. If you over knead it, your dough will get tough, but you want to make sure everything's mixed together. Just kind of knead it until you get a nice ball. I'm going to grease up this bowl and just use this same bowl. Some people probably say get a new one, but I ain't dirtying up no more than I have to. A little bit more oil on top of it, just to grease it up so it ain't sticky. I'm going to put a towel on top of it and let it set on top of our oven. Our oven's been preheating at 450 degrees, so it's nice and warm on top of that. It'll help our dough rise. We're going to do that for 30 minutes. And hopefully the dough gets doubled in size if we did it right. While we're letting the dough rise, I'm going to go ahead and prep our wild turkey and get it ready for the Instapot. We're going to show you how that works. Now I'm just going to jump in and get my turkey ready for the Instapot. Y'all should know if you ever killed a turkey. This is actually the tenderloin. It's the inside part of the breast. It's probably the most tender piece of any fowl. And there's a tendon that runs right down the middle of it. I kind of just get her started and run my knife along that tendon. Let's do it to the other side. Looks like he breasted him there, boys.
That wasn't you.
Wasn't me. Gonna hit it with a little bit of olive oil. We're gonna wide mouth him. Campfire. Basically just put that on there like a dry rub. More the better. This campfire's got just a little bit of habanero powder in it, so if you don't like stuff too spicy, then you wouldn't put a whole lot on there, but I like mine with a little heat. It's been a while since I used this, but I want to start off on saute. So just hit saute. Take off some of the thyme here. We don't need a lot. I just want to get some color on my... That ought to do. Where do you push start at? Or does it just go? There, it's on. It's on. We're in good shape. I'm going to let that heat up for a few minutes, and when it gets hot, I'm going to take a little olive oil here, and I'm going to squirt it in there and then saute my wild turkey. Got a little bit of that habanero powder in my throat. Get good color on your turkey. Then you go and pull your pot and get rid of the excess oil. Dump it out. When you get all that good color down in there, you're gonna leave that. Come in with about a cup of chicken broth. I'm gonna put just a little bit of this Frank's Red Hot. After you drain that oil out of there, you're gonna leave the sook in there and get it back on your Instapot on saute. It'll draw that sook up off the bottom of the pan into your broth, and that ain't nothing but flavor, baby. And I'm gonna put it on 12 minutes. When your 12 minutes is up, you can either turn it to venting manually, or you can leave it on seal and it'll vent on its own when the pressure releases. Well, to me it seems like it's still tougher than old boot leather, so I'm gonna go ahead and pressure cook it a little longer. We ended up pressure cooking that for close to 30 minutes. I'm guessing it's because the wild turkey is a little tougher than like a chicken breast or something. But now we're good to go. Rough it up. Falling apart pretty nice. It's just about perfect, so I'm going to go ahead and get my dough ready to build a calzone. So I'm just going to prep a little spot here on the table with some flour. I need a whole lot, just enough to keep it from sticking. I'm just going to pull off enough to do one calzone at a time here. Looks about right. Get some flour on it. Then you just roll it out. Now that we got it all rolled out, I'm going to hit it with some basil pesto. And I'm just going to spread it over evenly. You don't need a whole lot, it's something kind of give you some sauce. And I'm going to go in with some Parmesan. Some low moisture mozzarella. You want to keep everything up off the edges so that when you roll your calzone over that you can get the edges to stick. So I'm going to hit mine with some blue cheese. I like blue cheese, so I'm going to put quite a bit on there. There you go. Then I'm going to go with my wild turkey. Now that's on there, I'm going to put even more cheese on it. Parmesan, mozzarella, blue cheese. Take my brush here and just hit these edges with a little egg wash. This will help moisten your dough. That way when you go to folding it, it'll stick together better. You don't want all your good innards to spill out the edges. Now you're just going to roll over. I don't go quite clear to the edge because I'm going to fold it like this, then crimp the edges up. Hopefully this will keep it from sticking. Then on top of it, we're going to hit it with a little more egg wash. This will help it brown up and give it that GBD, that golden brown and delicious. Got the egg wash on there. Now I'm just going to hit it with a little bit more Parmesan. It ain't going to take a lot, but I'm going to go ahead and make 3 slits in top of them. Now this is just in case there's excess moisture inside your calzone. I think we're ready for the oven. Now I've had my oven preheated at 450 degrees. And it's probably going to take about 15 minutes if it all turns out. Now I said to cook these about 15 minutes. It's been about halfway through there. It's been about 7.5, 8 minutes, something. I got some melted butter here I'm going to brush on top of these to go ahead and let them brown up. They're already looking really good. Alright, it's been about 15 minutes. We're going to go ahead and take a look. Oh yeah, they look beautiful. Now that this is rested a couple minutes, I'm going to go ahead and cut inside of it and see what she looks like. All It's beautiful. Now when you're at this point, there's only one thing left to do, and that's just throw down on it. See what she tastes like. The pesto really sets it off. Get plenty of the buffalo. It's awful cheesy. I'd say I nailed it. Buffalo wild turkey calzone, folks. Until next time, I'm Chef Aaron Neale. Good luck and good cooking. It's a little hotter than the last one. Whew, baby.